Okay, today we'll be just starting a new topic called as MOSFET. So before me starting about the topic, we'll just try to see one image. So which is a very good image. Here you can see that IBM is trying to ship something. So this is the aeroplane. They're trying to shift something using the aeroplane. It is a very big box. So this, if you just observe the image, it is a black and white image. So what is that is, it is a 5 MB drive. Means for shifting a 5 MB drive, so IBM was using a aeroplane to shift that one. So this was done in 1956. So here, from that 5 MB drive, which was very big, of almost like a size of a room. So from there, where we have come is, so we have a 256 GB in a pen drive. So this was image was taken in 2011. Now we have like 256 GB in our mobiles only. So we have that much integrated devices in our mobile only. So to make a transition from this very big 5 MB drive, which is less in capacity, to a 256 GB, which is very small in size. So there should be some evolution or some evolution has to be happened. So that evolution is what we are studying today. So if we just think of that evolution, what is that which has caused the improvement in such a large drastic thing? So we'll be seeing something called as MOSFET. So this is today's topic is called as MOSFET, where we'll be seeing the working of the MOSFET and different types of MOSFET and all. So before going to the MOSFET, so what is the full form of MOSFET is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So first we'll just see what is MOS. Later we'll come to the thing field effect transistor. So first, if I want to do the construction of the MOSFET, it will be having a base layer. So that base layer is called as substrate. So this substrate is made up of a semiconductor material. So the substrate here is made up of a semiconductor material. This material, this is a semiconductor material. So here I have one more layer. That layer is called as, this layer is called as oxide layer, and I have one more layer here. This layer is called as metal layer. So totally I have three layers. One is called as metal layer, oxide layer, and semiconductor layer. So only it is having the name as metal oxide semiconductor, MOS. So it is having three layers. One is metal layer, oxide layer, and the semiconductor layer. So it is called as metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So now, if we just see here, in that water substrate we had here, in this substrate, what we are doing is, we are diffusing it to n plus regions. Diffusing, I have three things. One is called a source. So why it is called a source means, it will be sourcing the electrons, it will be providing the electrons. Second one is called as gate. Gate, it is called as gate because it is the one terminal which should be controlling the operation of the MOSFET. So only it is called as gate. Third one is called as drain terminal. So here it is called as drain terminal because whatever electrons are sourced by the electrons, means whatever electrons are given from the electrons, it will be drained inside the drain region. So here I have source, drain. So the distance between the source and the drain is called as channel. So whatever the distance between my source and drain is there, that is called as channel. So what we started with P substrate. Upon that we have developed the oxide layer. Upon that we have developed a metal layer. Afterwards we have diffused two N plus regions. So this is called as source, this is called as gate, and this is called as drain. So these are the three terminals. Apart from this, we consider this substrate also as a, we consider this substrate also as a fourth terminal. There are two types of MOSFET. One is called as enhancement mode MOSFET. Enhancement mode MOSFET means actually there is no channel present. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a channel. So only it is called as enhancement mode MOSFET. So in the enhancement mode MOSFET, what I had, there is no channel. If you just observe the symbol of this MOSFET, so here I have some breaks here. There is a break here and there is a break here. So there is no channel. With some application or with some procedure, what will I do? I'll create the channel or enhance the channel. So it is called as enhancement type MOSFET. So second type of MOSFET is called as depletion type MOSFET. So when they are manufacturing the MOSFET only, they'll be having the MOSFET by default. So by default, they'll be having the MOSFET here. So what will I do is I will try to, so already there is a channel. So by application of some voltage on the gate, we are trying to reduce the channel or remove the channel. So only it is called as depletion mode MOSFET. So here, if I go to working of this MOSFET, so someone was asking what kind of oxide layer is used here. So generally we'll be using silicon dioxide. So silicon dioxide is used as a oxide layer here. So now here, why it is called as N MOSFET, we'll just see in a while. So in the N MOSFET, what we'll be having a P substrate and a oxide layer and a metal layer and followed by two N diffusions. So first, what will I do? First, I will give my VGS as positive, means I'm giving positive voltage to the gate and negative voltage to the source. So what will happen is when I give a positive voltage to the gate, so what there are some, if I take it as a P substrate, the majority charge carriers are holes, but there will be some minority charge carriers which are electrons. So because of the positive voltage applied across the because of the positive voltage applied at the gate terminal, what will happen is, so some amount of electrons will get attracted towards the gate. So because of the application of positive voltage, the negative charge carriers, these are the minority charge carriers which are present in the substrate, will get attracted towards the gate. So what will I do? I'll go on increasing the voltage to certain extent. So as I increase the voltage, the electrons which are present inside the P substrate will be attracted towards the gate. This electrons, whatever is coming from the substrate, it cannot pass through the oxide layer because oxide layer is an insulator. It will act as an insulator. So whatever electrons is present inside the substrate layer, it cannot go to the metal layer. So what will happen? Whatever electrons you have put attracted, that will accumulate under the gate. So all these electrons will get accumulated near the gate. So these accumulated electrons will form a channel. So these will form a channel of electrons. These will form a channel of electrons. Channel formed is N is of electrons. So it is called as N-type channel or NMOS. So first what we have done? First we have applied a VGS voltage. Because of VGS voltage, what has happened? Electrons are attracted here. These electrons cannot pass through the oxide layer. So what will happen is, so these electrons will form a channel here. So this channel is made of electrons. So it is called as N-type channel. So this MOSFET is also called as NMOS. So the channel is enhanced by the application of the gate voltage. See, initially there was no channel. So after I apply the voltage, gate voltage positive, and if I go on increasing, the channel is formed. So only it is called as enhancement type MOSFET. So, and one more thing is, as the channel is created, because of the effect of gate voltage. See, I'm applying a voltage here. Because of this effect, a channel is created. So I can call this voltage as a field also. I am providing some electric field here. So because of the electric field provided at the gate region, a channel is formed. So only it is called as field effect transistor. So it is called as MOS because it is metal oxide semiconductor. It is called as FET or field effect transistor because a channel is created because of the effect of the gate voltage. So it is called as field effect transistor. I've created a channel. So what will I do? I'll provide one more potential, means I'll provide one more voltage in between my drain and source. If drain and source are at the same potential, what will happen is there will be no current flow between the drain and the source. So what I'm trying to do is I'm providing a potential difference between, I'm trying to create a potential difference between my drain and source. So I'm providing a voltage called as VDS. So because of this VDS, what will happen is, so VDS I'm providing means, so positive potential of the VDS is connected to the drain terminal and negative potential is connected to the source terminal. So because of the positive terminal, because of positive terminal what are connected to the drain terminal, what will happen is all the electrons will get attracted towards the drain terminal. So here negative terminal is connected to the source terminal. Because of the negative terminal here, so whatever electrons are there, it will be repelled from the source. So all the repelled electrons will start moving towards the drain. So it will start moving towards the drain. Electrons will try to make a transition from, electrons will try to make a transition from source to drain. So electrons will make a transition from source to drain. Since electrons are provided by the source, means whatever electrons are present in the source are moving towards the drain, this is called as source terminal. So all the electrons are getting drained here, means are getting collected here. So it is called as drain terminal. So now what will happen? Electrons are moving from source to drain. If electrons are moving from source to drain, current will be moving from where to where? So current will be moving from drain to source. So current direction is from drain to source and electron direction is from source to drain. So now that is what is explained here. Applying a potential between the drain and source, the current will start flowing from drain to source. Why will the current flow from drain to source? Electrons are flowing from source to drain. So the current will start flowing from drain to source. So electron direct flow direction is from source to drain. Current flow direction is from drain to source. Here, if you just observe, the current is only due to either electrons or holes. When once we study the PMOS, we'll be having the holes there. So since the current direction is either due to electrons or holes, it is called as unipolar junction transistor. So it is called as unipolar junction transistor. So now we'll try to analyze the characteristics of the MOSFET. So we have two kinds of characteristics. One is called as transfer characteristics and second one is called as drain characteristics. So transfer characteristics means it is the plot of my input voltage versus output current. So here input voltage means my gate voltage, whatever gate voltage I'm applying, that is my input voltage. The current what I'm getting is my drain current, that is IDS. So if you observe in this particular graph, so what is happening is, so my current is zero up until some particular voltage called as VT. So this voltage VT is called as threshold voltage. So this voltage is called as threshold voltage. This voltage is called as threshold voltage. So threshold voltage is a voltage until which my transistor will not conduct or will not turn on. So after threshold voltage only, I'll be getting a current IDS flowing through that one. Second thing is This is called as drain characteristics or output characteristics. So here what I'm trying to plot is, I'm trying to plot a graph between output voltage versus output current. So in this graph, what we can observe is we are having three regions. One is called as ohmic region, second one is called as cutoff region, and third one is called as saturation region. So these are the two characteristic graphs what we'll be studying here. So one here I am just having an image of the PMOS. So I just try to tell you the difference between the NMOS and PMOS. So here what was there in NMOS was we were having a P substrate. We were having a P substrate, and there were diffusions were from N plus and N plus. But in PMOS, I'll be having a N substrate, and I'll be having the diffusions as P plus and P plus. I'll be having a P diffusion here. So if I want to provide a negative supply here, so if I provide a negative supply, what will happen is, so this negative supply will attract the holes in the N substrate, and P channel will be formed. Means a hole, this channel will be formed because of the holes. So that is called as P channel will be formed. So this is with respect to the PMOS. So differences between BJT and MOSFET. So BJT, it stands for bipolar junction transistor. BJT stands for bipolar junction transistor. MOSFET stands for metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Why it is metal oxide semiconductor means it has three layers composed of metal, oxide and semiconductor. So previously, initially they were using metal, now they have replaced it by a polysilicon. And oxide will be of silicon dioxide. It will be very thin silicon dioxide layer and semiconductor. So it is called as field effect transistor because a channel is formed because of the application of the gate voltage. So it is called as field effect transistor. So in BJT, current conduction is due to both holes and electrons. So it is called as bipolar transistor. In the MOSFET, current conduction is due to either holes. It is holes in the PMOS and electrons in the NMOS. Either holes or electrons. So it is called as unipolar junction transistor. So if you observe, the size of the BJT is very large. So size of the MOSFET is small. So BJT is a current control device. So if you remember, so to turn on and turn off of the BJT, we were using a base current. So here in the MOSFET, we are using a gate voltage. So MOSFET is a voltage controlled device. So if I take the structure of BJT, the BJT structure is very simple. It is not complex. But the structure of the MOSFET is complex. These are the differences between your BJT and MOSFET. Okay, thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next topic. Thank you.